Welcome back to Crime Chats. Tiny room, microphone, endless crimes.
Yeah. Once again, trigger warning.
Like all over the place trigger warnings.
All over the place. It's all over this room.
It is.
This whole room is a trigger.
I was about to say that too. The whole room is a trigger warning.
Yeah. This one and my next thing are equally heavy,
Okay.
but the last one is more like, holy F.
Okay.
I actually saved the PDF on my desktop as holy fuck.
Nice.
Anyway, so, you have to search for terms when you're looking through these files, right? You have to kind of think of the worst things.
Yep.
And go find them. And so I put in the word abortion because I was, you're having all this deplorable sexual activity,
Right.
So
okay.
what about abortions? So I found some
warning
emails.
again.
Trigger warning again. And again, none of my stuff is legal documents, depositions, nothing. These are just emails that were sent to and from people. Well, this is one of them. Okay, so this is to Jeffrey from Redacted. Talked to my mom. She is horrified and said exactly what we had discussed yesterday with you. She said she and my dad would raise the baby in Moscow until school time, and she would never accept abortion. And if Redacted wants abortion, he isn't serious about me. My original thought was, is she talking about one of the people that she was trafficked to, right, wants her to get an abortion, but she doesn't want to? Or is this another example of her going to Epstein for advice? Like saying, my boyfriend wants me to get an abortion, so we don't know, but that's one of the ones I found. But then...
Pause real quick. On the to and from, who's it to, who's it from?
This is to Jeffrey Epstein from Redacted.
Okay, so one of, presumably the girls
one of the victims
is
yeah, she said, I talked to my mom, she's
okay,
horrified.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we don't know who she got pregnant by.
But that name is redacted.
So it's a
not
victim.
Epstein.
Yeah.
It's not Epstein.
Yeah, it's not, yeah. So, the fact that it is redacted. So I don't know if they would redact, the names of the girls, boyfriends that they had that weren't really involved in the case, or if it would just be, because now I'm like, okay, well, what if they're redacting it because it's one of his.
So what I have discovered in all of the documents that I've found and all the court kind of things too, is anybody who has not been prosecuted can be redacted or should be redacted.
Okay, so we still don't know. It could be her boyfriend, or it could be somebody she was trafficked to.
So if it's Ghislaine Maxwell, her name would not be redacted.
Yeah.
If it's Donald Trump, his name would not be redacted.
Right.
Because he's been in some of those things, right?
Yeah.
Not that he's guilty or not, but he's been brought up in case files. If it's Bill Clinton, his name would not be redacted. If it's Chris Tucker, his name might be redacted. Even though he's in the files. Fun fact, I have one on that. He has not been prosecuted, so his name would be redacted. So that's just kind of an example.
Okay.
So it could be Joe Schmo, her boyfriend's name.
Oh, okay. So this could be, she's talking about,
just her boyfriend.
But she's going to Epstein for advice.
Right.
So this one is to Jeffrey Epstein from Redacted. It says, Redacted sent me message. He says abortion only. I called her. She sounds pretty sad. I said she can call me any time of the night and come to me if she needs. Stupid idiot with a bunch of exclamation points.
Huh?
So
can you read that again? Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't quite. My brain
this
wasn't
is
reading.
To Jeffrey.
Okay.
From Redacted. Yeah. So Redacted just sent me message. So the message that Redacted sent to Redacted is he says abortion only. So whoever this person is pregnant, and whoever got her pregnant said he wanted an abortion and will only accept an abortion, whatever.
Okay.
And so the redacted that sent this to Jeffrey says, I called her. She sounds pretty sad. I said she can call me any time of the night and come to me if she needs. Stupid idiot with a bunch of exclamation points.
Okay, I have thoughts. Can I think
Yeah.
out loud? Okay.
Yes.
My thought is, at first, okay, so this is my thought is, this is an email that she's almost like venting to Epstein, this girl,
yes.
who has one of the other girls telling her, this girl emailing Epstein, this is happening.
Yeah. So my original thought was, because it said, I said she can call me any time of the night. My original thought was Maxwell, but it's redacted, so it's not.
It's not
so
her.
That's the only thing we know is that this was not Maxwell saying this.
Because it would have said her name. Yeah. And then I was like, oh, that's really sweet. And then she was stupid idiot. I was like, okay, not sweet anymore.
Yeah, like, are we calling the girl a stupid idiot or her boyfriend that says he wants the abortion stupid idiot?
I get the impression she's calling the other girl a stupid idiot, which made me like, how dare you?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. That's just how I felt that when you were reading it. Like, I told her she could come to me anytime, stupid girl.
Yeah.
You know?
This kind of, that thought kind of brings to mind, like, these girls were groomed, but then, I mean, at some point it must have been, like, Stockholm Syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
So, I wouldn't be surprised if there were girls turning on each other at some point.
Well, and what's really sad, I have a deposition that I'm going to read. Parts of, not the whole thing. Epstein promised, he was a groom, he did this. He promised these girls so much. And so it's like these girls, like Virginia Giuffre, they're down on their luck. They're desperate for belonging and
for
something,
love and for security,
to get out of the rut that they're in and that their whole life has been.
Yeah.
And he promises this. And he's charming, and he has a woman that's charming too.
I mean,
Maxwell.
like,
you know, it's nasty.
Like Virginia Giuffre, spoilers, I guess, because this is in the episode that I did, but she was promised, she was like, hey, if you want to become a massage therapist, we can help you with that. Mm-hmm. You just gotta practice your craft.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So I think that, talking about this kind of stuff and what you were just saying, that's kind of turned into Stockholm Syndrome. It's that kind of, you will get it, just keep doing this. You will get it, keep doing this. Going back to Diddy. You know, you will, but just keep this. You will, and it's just kind of like that tantalizing carrot on the stick kind of thing. Like, just keep coming. Just keep,
yeah.
And then eventually it's like, oh, I put the carrot away, and then you just keep doing the thing.
Yeah.
And that's how nasty stuff works.
And then, so I, from what I know from looking at, like, child abuse kind of things, is if there's other girls, and if they are all groomed to think that this special attention is special because they're special, if 1 week one of the other girls is getting more of this attention than the girl before that, jealousy. I mean, it's twisted and it's awful, but I'm sure that it happens. I'm sure that, jealousy was a thing because that's all they knew, right?
Or if she's doing that and getting more attention, I'm not going to become the model, or he's not going to give me the...
I'm not doing a good job. Yeah. I'm not doing a good job. I'm fallen into his bad graces or whatever. What could I do to make it up to him?
Right.
So we can, it's twisted, but like in Virginia's case, she never had a chance, basically. She all she knew was abuse.
Yep.
So, it's really sad and it's twisted, but yeah, so I can see girls turning on each other and doing that, and because Jeffrey is like Big Daddy whatever Jeffrey.
Don't use that name.
I'm sorry.
It's gross.
It is gross.
Daddy.
Sorry.
So nasty. I'm sorry.
But they were going to him for advice like you would go to a dad for advice. That's all I'm trying to do. But if you need to vent about another girl because you're jealous of the attention that she's getting that's twisted and messed up, you're going to go to Jeffrey about it.
Yep.
And he loved that.
Well, yeah, we read the whole
you can tell he loved
traits,
that. Yeah. Yeah. So, I think those are all my, until I get to the big ones. So now, it can be your turn.
My turn, 1 moment, please.
Just to kind of, I don't know if you're going to cover any of this, but there is a lot of, I didn't want to share them here, but there are, these girls getting abortions, and there are, depositions that talk about these girls getting abortions. They all went to the same place in New York. Jeffrey Epstein, at one point, he requested all of the medical records from that place, which I don't know why he wanted those records.
Wasn't that like a HIPAA violation?
Well, he was the top dog. He had all this power.
It doesn't matter. It's still against the law, Lisa.
I know, but I don't know if he got them, but he requested them. So, yeah, because I was like, having all this sex and different men and stuff, like, pregnancy's bound to happen. What did they do about that? So yeah, no, my last thing after your thing, we're also going to get into that too.
Okay, so my next ones, I think I'm going to read the deposition. It's not even a deposition. I'm going to read one of the girls' accounts.
Okay.
Please buckle up, because this one is disgusting but sad and just par for the course of what he did. Jane Doe 1000. Now,
1000. Oh my god.
I think that was just a random number given to us.
Oh, okay.
There weren't 1,000 of them.
Oh, okay. I was about to. What?
So at the very top, we have the statement, the preliminary statement of this document. It says, for decades, Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators recruited countless young women to his homes in New York, Florida, and elsewhere, and forced them to give him massages that escalated into sexual assault. Trigger warning. It's coming, guys. This is a heavy one. Plaintiff Jane Doe 1000 was just one of many victims that Epstein and his co-conspirators recruited to be part of their sex trafficking operation when she was a young woman. Epstein continuously offered to help Jane Doe with her career, but instead sexually abused her for years. So that's kind of what I was talking about in that I'm going to promise you this, but instead do this. And then she'd just kind of keep tagging along in hopes that he would fulfill his end of the bargain kind of thing. This is Jane Doe 1000. We don't know her real name, and I don't want to. I think that's important to keep her anonymous if she chooses to be anonymous. So this is the indictment that really pinpoints what he did, and that he was 100 bajillion% aware of what he was doing, to whom he was doing it to, including their ages and nasty things. This indictment alleges that Epstein would escalate the nature and scope of physical contact during massages to include sex acts. Epstein escalated the nature and scope of plaintiff's massages, so plaintiff is Jane Doe 1000, to include sex acts. The indictment alleges that Epstein used sex toys on victims during massages. Epstein repeatedly used sex toys on plaintiff during massages. And finally, just as Epstein's associates would call victims by phone to arrange for them to return for additional sexual encounters, Epstein's associates called the plaintiff frequently to schedule more sexual massages. The conduct alleged in the indictment is precisely the conduct alleged in the complaint. All this means is it's really just spelling it out that this complainant, this plaintiff, Jane Doe 1000, says he did this to me, and this is what happened. So they're aligning it very specifically. It might sound a little redundant, but they're making sure it is spelled out to a T here. And then we have, this is where I was like, the wording is amazing. Defendants have the audacity to make a stunning contention that plaintiff does not sufficiently allege that she was a sex trafficking victim. And I was like, I love whoever wrote this, by the way, because amen. How dare you have the audacity to say that? And I was like, I laughed. I think I laughed at that sentence. I was like, oh yeah, my 90s is coming out. But I was like, how dare you, I was harping on about, I love the objective nature of things. I was like, sometimes you got to be a little subjective.
Yeah.
So defendants may be unfamiliar with the definition of sex trafficking. So it's kind of like a little bit of passive aggression here.
Yeah.
Maybe you're not familiar with what it means,
yeah,
Mr.
maybe
Epstein.
you don't understand.
Let me spell it out for you.
Yeah.
So then they do. Quote, the recruitment, harboring, transportation, provision, obtaining, patronizing, or soliciting of a person for the purpose of a commercial sex act. End quote. Epstein and his co-conspirators recruited plaintiff and housed her in his apartment building for the sole purpose of sexually abusing her, without ever helping her find a modeling job as he had promised. She is therefore unquestionably a victim of sex trafficking. Defendants' desperate attempt at severing plaintiff's experience from the vast, sophisticated sex trafficking operation alleged in the indictment fails. So I just thought, as morbid as the entire indictment statements here are, I loved that whole chunk.
Yeah.
Because of whoever wrote this. I was like, good on you, because yes.
Yeah.
So this defendant had an awesome defense team, but then we got a lot of redactions here, so I'm going to do my best at keeping redaction 1, redaction 2, maybe? I don't know, because like redacted said this, redacted.
Okay.
I don't know. But it goes hand in hand with Jane Doe 1000.
Okay. Well, we don't know. I mean, it's redacted, so we don't know who.
True.
It is. So you could just say redacted. I mean, I'm sure contextually, like, we'll understand.
Okay. So I titled this slide "Explicit Massage Room." Experience.
Encounter. Okay. Sorry, I thought I was like, oh, there's multiple. Okay.
I chunked it the best I could to get the idea out.
Okay.
This is redacted, but I'm pretty sure this is Jane Doe 1000. Not completely sure, so don't knock me on that if it's not. So, Redacted did not recall having conversations with Redacted about massage appointments. Redacted felt that she was so embarrassed by the massage situation herself that she did not ask questions. That right there, I think, is a really good part of the whole grooming process, that you shame them at the point after they trust you a little bit, then you shame them and say, well, don't tell anybody, or if you tell them, it's going to be embarrassing. You know, that kind of, those thoughts and words and stuff.
And girls have enough self-shame for stuff.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, no.
That just, talk about give you the ick, but it's way far from over. Redacted thought Redacted did what happened.
Did set things up.
Oh, did set things up in the massage room. When someone came in, Redacted did not know what happened, but did know that Redacted would go up to the room to prepare. Redacted would ask Epstein who he wanted to see, and Epstein would say a name. Redacted would tell Epstein a girl would be available at a certain time. Then ask Epstein if he wanted to see her. Redacted did not recall specific conversations about girls, including Redacted and Redacted. Epstein attempted to have more than 2 of them at one time. In Palm Beach, Epstein offered to use the steam room. Redacted set it up. Redacted described Redacted as a, quote, free bird, end quote, who was comfortable being nude. Heads up, this next part, it's all rough. Never mind, it's all rough. Redacted was in a towel, and Redacted made it seem okay. So I kind of want to pause for a second, because this scenario right now, we've got the massage room. Epstein is in there. We've got one girl who's in a towel.
Yeah. And
we've got another girl.
Yeah.
Who we don't know what level of dress or undress she's in.
And the one in the towel is making the other one feel comfortable,
right,
or whatever. So yeah, so again, like, because this girl must have like been doing this for longer, so at this point she was just, this is just how it is.
Mm-hmm.
So because the new girl saw her and was like, hey, we're like the same,
this is normal.
This must be fine. This must be just totally fine. She's doing it, I'll do it. I mean, you know.
I'm going to break out of the mood right now. It's not fine, by the way. It's wrong.
Yeah. No, I didn't.
I'm just saying. I know this is us talking about this in the moment. Yeah. Just wanted to let you know if you're watching, this is not okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
None of it.
Back in it. So, this one girl in there who's in the towel, she's a free bird. She's comfortable being nude. The one who's giving the statement is the second girl, the third person in the massage room right now. Redacted was in a towel, and Redacted made it seem okay. At some point, Epstein came up.
Came
up and tried to make things seem okay.
Okay. Epstein made it seem like he was helping.
There we go.
Yeah.
Like he was helping Redacted. This is the one who is giving the statement.
Oh.
Epstein made it seem like he was helping Redacted for her future boyfriend. I unfortunately want to let that sink in, and I want you to make conclusions on however you read that, because, yes, Epstein told Redacted to touch Redacted's skin, and said, quote, "That's why a man likes a woman. See how soft the skin is," end quote. Redacted was topless. That's the first girl. Epstein was talking about the curve of first girl Redacted's back. I know. Discomfort. Redacted thought Redacted was behind her and touching her. Redacted froze. This is the one who's giving the statement. Froze. Redacted did not remember anything else. Redacted was the only one who Epstein tried to get Redacted to have a threesome. I'm gonna pause there because that was a lot, but it's not done. Thoughts? Are you sufficiently grossed out and saddened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he is being a father figure to these girls with the advice, and then he's being, again, an authority figure. Again, we can say father figure again, but in a sexually abusive way, by being like, "Hey, this is what guys like. I'm gonna teach you how to, this is what you could do this with your boyfriend."
It makes me want to vomit.
Yeah, me too.
And it makes me very sad for both of those girls. And then blank saw blank. Redacted saw redacted. I don't want to say blank. That just makes them seem like they're erased. Redacted saw redacted and redacted massage feet, head, and shoulders. Redacted did not recall it if she saw Maxwell massage. So, this is a different time that this person is just kind of, and then this happened, and then this, and then another time this happened, and then I saw this happen.
Oh, okay.
So she's kind of just like explaining everything that she was seeing now. So this is a different time. Well, yeah, I've seen this person do this, but I never saw Maxwell do that, that kind of thing. And then in the Virgin Islands, Epstein had told them to go to sleep. Redacted came up to Redacted and told her, don't tell Ghislaine, Maxwell, that I'm sleeping with Jeffrey. She'll kill me and hate me, end quote. Redacted did not originally think Redacted was sleeping with Epstein. So there's it's just, yeah, okay. Redacted kind of taught Redacted how to massage. Redacted would rub Epstein's head. Redacted's advice was not on sexual matters, but rather told Redacted not to burp, fart, curse, or drink around Epstein. How nice. Okay. Don't be human. There was no alcohol on Epstein's properties. If someone was in a bad mood, they would get sent home. I would be pissy all the time then. Send me home, please. I mean, I say that. I don't know. I hate to imagine what it would be like there. Redacted could not recall anything specific Maxwell may have told her. I have thoughts on that too. Redacted thought Epstein and Maxwell's relationship was, quote, more than friends, end quote. Maxwell gave instructions on things to do to the staff. Both Epstein and Maxwell had a, quote, dirty sailor-type mouth, end quote. Redacted recalled Maxwell saying something about blowjobs. Redacted assumed that people knew massages were sexual. No one talked about it, but they knew. Redacted thought Redacted was a real masseuse, but later found out she was not. So, this is a lot of other than her experience in the massage room that we read first with the other girl and Epstein, this is her kind of just as a tell-all, which I think is very brave.
Yeah.
I also have thoughts on the whole Maxwell, a lot of Maxwell statements about Maxwell. I wonder if there were, my opinions, my thoughts, if there were threats, like, oh, don't mention me, or yeah, I don't know, like, or if there really wasn't anything that she saw Ghislaine Maxwell do or say. I don't know. What are your thoughts on any of that? Heavy?
Yeah. I mean, everybody, all of it's very clear that, so for a new girl coming into that thing, it's gonna make you feel immediately a little bit more comfortable if you see
Absolutely.
other girls
Yeah.
that are like around your age and stuff, you know, and like if they're doing that, then
that's normal.
It's more comfortable. Yeah. They don't seem to have a problem with it, so why would I have a problem with it, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And there's that line about like everyone kind of knew.
That was, yeah.
Without being said.
Which, I mean, that, as cliche as it sounds, if you see something, say something, guys. Mm-hmm. I mean, unfortunately, all of these girls were promised something, and so I think that's, unfortunately, something that really just kept them stuck in this place of indenturedness. You know, like, I have to, I owe you.
Yeah.
You know?
In Virginia's case, she didn't have anything to go back to. If she were to leave, she had nothing, right?
Right.
So, like, I think that's a big part of this, too, is, like, these girls, even if they're like, yeah, I want to get out of here, where are they going to go? What are they going to do?
Right.
You know? And so, at least with this, they have a place to live. They have a community. Mm-hmm. They are making money. So after a while, it just sort of, you know, I mean, the dissociative disorder is a thing. After a while, your brain will just shut it off, and then you'll just be able to go about your life in this thing, not really feeling anything. You know, you're just sort of like,
what is it, like?
Numb.
Whatever mode.
You're numb. You're on autopilot.
Autopilot.
Yeah. So,
and there are so many more deeply explicit statements that I do not feel comfortable reading that I didn't add to my notes here, but just to kind of pile on, and I don't have it specific in my head who did it or who said it, which affidavit it was on, and that kind of stuff. But there were, I remember reading it, and it's stuck in my head. It's that, but the way that he being Epstein, would coach the girls and how he wanted the massage, because in the massage room, it was just him and the girl. And sex toys.
Sometimes Maxwell was also in there.
Sometimes. But usually when it was like the first time, it was just the girl and him. And he would they would start by him telling her, the girl, to take her clothes off. And almost every time, if not every time, the girl would do it. Most of the girls would keep their underwear on, their bras and panties, because they're teenagers. And they know implicitly, they know this is wrong, but they also know I'm getting paid. You know, anyway, so there's that. And then he would tell them, start rubbing, my feet, just my feet. And then he would tell them to get on his back and straddle him. And this is the part that I was uncomfortable even reading, and I would just gross myself out, because then he would do really explicit things to test her boundaries.
To see how far can I go, mm-hmm. And that's the problem, is like, she's not going to tell you when you've crossed a line or reached that limit.
Yeah. But
because she's too scared to.
And they're kids.
And then the brain thing happens where your brain shuts off, and then it's just and then it's just whatever, because you don't feel anything anymore.
Yep. So because I'm not going to describe an actual sexual assault, I'm not going to continue reading that from my head. But that's where most of those massages would begin. And it would end with him jacking off and ejaculating and cleaning himself off and then going about his day. Gross man. But on that same note, if we go back to, there's a snippet of where he talks about his preferences.
Because we all really care about Epstein's preferences.
It's just another nail in his coffin. And I chose those words exactly how I meant them. So Epstein did not have massage appointments with men. Good to know. When asked about Epstein's preferences, he said, quote, younger, end quote. Epstein teased Redacted about Redacted being younger than her. Redacted talked about a time where it was just she and Epstein when he told her the reason he liked younger girls. Epstein told Redacted that up until the age of 23, the brain is still forming, so the brain is moldable. So he knew what he was doing. Epstein was very open about this. Redacted was present when Epstein talked about his preferences. Epstein said it all the time. Epstein joked with Redacted because she became older as she was Redacted years old at the time. As time does go on, you do get older. This happens to most of us, unless you're Benjamin Button. Epstein made comments about younger females. Epstein's favorite book was Lolita. Interesting that his jets were named the Lolita Express.
Yeah.
Epstein made comments about teenage years, but Redacted did not realize that meant girls. Maxwell and Epstein would make stuff a joke, and they would laugh. Redacted could not remember, and then the rest of that I didn't seem was relevant to that part. So he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew. It's just what he knew.
And he loved to talk about it because the man loved to hear himself talk because narcissism. Yeah. And I read somewhere too in a file or something, or maybe it was someone said that he said this, but he needed to I guess it was in Virginia's book, but he would talk about how he needed to get off every single day.
Yep.
So he needed a massage every single day,
but he also claimed that he needed massages after he exercised every day to help his muscles.
Oh yeah. Yeah. His muscles are sore.
His muscles, big old man muscles.
Yeah. I feel like we need to smush the room or something.
Yes. Big word, big breath.
Big cleansing breath. Okay. My turn?
Your turn.
Okay. I
need a break.
So this is not as graphic.
Thank you. Okay.
It's not as graphic. Dissociative state me says this is cool.
Like the body?
But it's not cool.
Sorry.
But it's not cool. None of this is cool, okay?
Okay.
I'm just gonna show you guys. So, ta-da! So in the files, and I'm just gonna be, I need to pump myself up because that was a lot.
It was heavy.
So I feel like I have all this energy. Okay, anyway, shake it out. Okay, so I found this. So scanned pages from the journal of one of the girls.
Okay.
Cover of it.
It's cute.
She puts a lot of stuff. These are birthday cards that she saved. Old enough to drive, too young to go anywhere else. Happy birthday. She I don't know if you ever when you were younger in journals you cut out things from magazines and put them. Okay, so that's basically here what she's done. Okay. And what's cool is that she does that and then she puts notes and stuff by the stuff. So but what's super cool and not cool, again, none of this is cool. Lisa, stop using that word. She wrote in code.
Love it. Oh, this is what you were talking about.
Yes.
Okay.
So she wrote in code because she was like, I don't want people just reading it. And that your girl figured it out.
She's smart.
I'm so torn because I was like, I figured it out and I read it, but then I was like, I felt bad that I was reading her personal journal and thoughts. But then, again, they were in part of the FBI files, so they'd already been investigated and read and stuff. But anyway, that was just I just felt a little icky, but also way too fascinated. So here's a page where she says, and I'll just read this, went to a party at this huge house to meet this man and named Mr. Robert and his pretty wife, Jill. The same exact British lady, who could that be?
I don't know.
From Clearwater was there. She talked to me the whole night. She wants me to come to her house in Florida so I can learn new things.
No.
So this had been translated, but I realized that there's a page in here that they didn't translate. So I'm like, I'm just gonna do it myself because I know the code. Okay, so she put like clip it, so on her own, an old lady and a young lady, the little girl lost. Here it says, no one can prepare you for this shit. I am so fucking lost. Why did Mr. Colgan agree to this? So my favorite part about this is that she like drops names.
I was like, who is that?
Yeah. So anyway, so why would Mr. Colgan agree to this? Let's see, Jeffrey treats me like I'm a special property. And when I need Ghislaine, she's working. And Mary is just, I don't know what she says about her. She's just as batshit crazy. She's just as batshit crazy as my mom. So Mary isn't her mom, but
sister,
Mary
aunt,
is
something.
I don't know. Maybe another relative is just crazy. Okay. Joe Gibbs is so nice, but Dan Snyder.
Heard that name before.
Yeah, Dan Snyder is a pig.
Okay.
So we have Dan Snyder is a name. Okay.
And Gibbs.
I've
seen that in a lot of emails in the files, by the way.
Gibbs and Mr. Colgan.
I don't know that one.
Yeah. Okay. So 3 names already, right?
Well, plus Jeffrey and Ghislaine.
Yeah, but we already knew about that.
Right. I mean, yeah, but that's more proof.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the other girls, well, some are nice, but 3 aren't. Okay, but 3 aren't.
Imagine why. You've got to have. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to shame this person, but like I can imagine why they're not very nice. They're like defense mechanism.
So suddenly, the insignificant ugly duckling was obviously going to be a swan for them. Is what she wrote for them.
Like she's the ugly duckling?
Yeah. Okay. And then it says fly it anywhere you like, and she crossed out it and put her. So fly her anywhere you like. Okay. Drowsy side effects. I don't know what that implies.
Trying to figure out what that.
Okay. So travel to another state, New York. Walk down Madison Avenue to 71st. I don't know if that was her trying to be like, this is where we are. My mother has lost her fucking mind. Even though Ghislaine said it was best to take me home because Mr. Black is so important for some reason.
Who's Mr. Black?
We'll get there.
Oh, okay.
For some reason, over my health, there is going to be hell to pay. So it seems like her mom may have been either in on it or something, which I hate.
Gross.
I hate, because you see this a lot, man, and I don't understand parents that just like let this shit happen and they like pretend they don't see it, or like they don't care enough about their own children to do anything about it. Like I don't understand.
I have 2 thoughts on that, and this could be way out of left field, but from my experience of watching a lot of true crime shows, or not shows, but like reporting and other things, mom, whoever she is, could be trying to promote her daughter. Like, he's a well-named person. He has money and prestige and go, and they'll help you become big. Or she could be some kind of addict.
Yeah.
And they gave her money.
I mean, because she says even though Ghislaine herself told my mom it'd be best to take me home, it's just too important. Like, who is it too important for? Your daughter or yourself? Right.
So those are my two thoughts. And it could be completely nothing like that and something wholesome or horrible. I don't know. Those are just my two thoughts on that.
I ruined their trip, and I am dramatic.
Sorry, whose trip?
Mom's trip, I think. She's talking about mom. So, I ruined their trip, and I am dramatic.
A dramatic teenager?
When that fat fuck bit me. Okay.
The pig.
Yes.
Who's the pig?
Leon Black, I think. Black. She was just talking about Mr. Black.
Mr. Black.
Okay. Mr. Black is Leon Black because I googled it. Yeah.
That's a familiar name. Okay.
All right. Threw me on. Okay, it is actually kind of graphic. All right.
Okay. You've been warned.
He threw me on the floor and got blood all over Jeffrey's carpet. Yeah. So, Mr. Black, I guess liked to bite hard.
Like to draw blood hard?
Well, yeah. She bled all over the carpet.
Well, he threw her on the floor and got blood all over the carpet. Is what you read.
But then before that, he fucking bit me, yeah. So I don't know if he threw on the floor, bit her. Either way, like, crime.
Curb your enthusiasm, buddy.
Crime.
Go eat a hamburger.
So who the fuck bites someone sick?
Pause. And I hate to do this. I don't want to kink shame anybody. Sometimes.
Oh, I'm just reading.
No, I know.
Yeah.
But sometimes during your mutually
consensual
relations, things can be pleasurable that you both consent to. This was not obviously mutually consensual.
Yeah, obviously, if she wrote about it in her journal.
So when we say things, he's a pig because is what he's done. Okay.
And I mean, it's literally assault. I mean, it's assault.
It's a 1,000,000% assault.
Okay, who the fuck bites someone sick? No one is that important, and Leon can go fuck himself.
No one is that important.
Like, earlier she was saying how, like, he was too important, and so she didn't go home.
Oh, okay,
and then no one is that important. I hate New York. Here she put, I was crying out for help, evil and really sick. You should call 911, raging, helpless, tears of rage. All right, so this is a poem she shared, but they put like the important parts of the poem titled "Stopped Dead." So underlined words were birth, cry, fat's a millionaire, it's violent, goddamn baby screaming, there's always a bloody baby, your 7 chins, still as a ham. And okay, so now I'm gonna read this part. This is heavy, okay? So goodbye. It's a picture of an ultrasound, heartbreak, protected from the little girl lost, and she put me, and she put, I am so sorry, I keep failing. Here another picture of an ultrasound. I heard the heartbeat, even when she put her hands over my ears. Aren't pictures enough for them? Torture. Soul shattering. Best medicine, ? Should I deeply miss them? Them. Tears of rage. Have these all been murders? Does this make me a killer? We have these pigs who call themselves smart and talk about Harvard, act worse than animals. They make bad name for animals. Just fucking sick. Mr. Sauerkraut Kraus and the Martian Minsk are gross, but I felt sort of felt sorry for Mr. Novak. He was just as uncomfortable as me. What if you didn't have to worry about Horror Island. Sounds of mystical Horror Island photos. So this is what they did translate. It doesn't matter how far away you are, no matter how good you think they are, even the old president, they will get you. He should have been thinking of Chelsea, gross, which, I mean...
Yeah, that's pretty obvious.
That's pretty obvious. In a plane, on a yacht in New York, in D.C., at the vineyard, on the island, in Palm Beach, it doesn't matter. Disgusting pigs like Alan Dershowitz, which, funny enough, and I went into this in my episode about Virginia, she has a lawsuit against Alan Dershowitz that she later recounts and says, maybe I did a mistake, but then here we see that
here's his name
this
again.
girl is calling him Alan Dershowitz, right? And Mr. Carruthers and even Mr. Islam will hurt you, especially if Ghislaine is busy or not with you. So I'm assuming Mr. Carruthers and Mr. Islam is just, those are just like, she's just
pseudonyms.
Like, yeah.
Yeah. I find this last bit, if Ghislaine is busy or not with you, like she's the protector, I find that interesting.
Yeah, or maybe... I mean, she obviously wasn't protecting them because they were getting abused, but she would protect them from, like, things escalating, I guess, is what she's implying here. But, like, you can have sex with my girls, but you can't beat them or something like that.
Like she was a madam kind of thing.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. But this is, again, they translated it. I think I'm gonna break. Why would they all allow Mr. Leon wait this long? Why would he bring a friend and make a video? I'm so broken, and the procedure was so painful and blood all over the sheets. I can't play this game anymore. I have to ask Elaine for help. If anyone can make it stop, it would be her. She was so scared because I got so sick and was burning up with a fever. She put me in freezing cold shower. I can't do this. Mr. Rails and Mr. Ian. And there's a clipping, blood on their hands, but so does Jeffrey and Mr. Jacobson, Mr. Conway, Mr. Vredenberg, and Bill S. All of them who don't care if this happens. So I did a research on like who Leon Black was and Alan Dershowitz and the other names like in relation to the files, and I don't remember, I wish I did, but one of them actually sued or like did a lawsuit, like a defamation suit. And when it came time to actually like bring out discovery and stuff, he backed out. Yeah.
Just kidding.
Yeah. Just kidding. I mean, I still didn't do anything, but you know, now I'm not gonna sue you for defamation. Like,
you're a liar. Prove it. Never mind.
So just there's so much here. There's so much here, and the fact that like she named these people like. Heads should be rolling. Heads should be rolling.
Yep. What makes me, and this is big time opinion time, big opinion time. I need to say what I need to say. I do not understand why people with money appear to get away with this. I don't care what your title is. I am so proud, I don't know if that's the right word, that former Prince Andrew got arrested and denounced. Good for you. Good for you, legal system that did that. Because it doesn't matter who he is. Yeah. He did a terrible thing. And he is now paying for that. Good. These people that you just read about should also at least be looked into.
Yeah.
And have criminal charges
brought against them. For this alone.
To be fair, this sounds like a witness or victim statement, which has to be taken with a grain of salt, because it's somebody's words.
Right.
If this person took pictures of her wounds, or there's a video, I heard you say that.
Yeah.
If she has a version or copy or the video and has all of this and has turned it in to the authorities, which I don't know. Maybe she has, maybe she doesn't, but then there's a huge case against these people. Their names should be on prison dockets. I don't care if you were a world leader. I don't care if you were the janitor at the local elementary school. I don't care if you're my cousin. you need to be held accountable.
And that's what made me so mad about the NPA. It seems like all the prosecution cares about is getting a win, right? Yeah. So you're like, well, we might not win, so what's the point, right? But it's like, no. He needs to be brought on every single charge. Yeah, like you said, it doesn't matter. So that's what the NPA makes me so mad. Like, I'm fuming because they should have given those victims their chance to go up against this man that ruined their lives.
Absolutely.
And even if the prosecution, like, even if you would have, like, lost that, at least it all would have come out, and it all would have been talked about, and it would have been, like, you know, I mean, they would have known exactly how terrible of a guy Epstein was.
Well, and victims need that. That's why we have that written in our Constitution, that you have your day and you have the right to face your accuser as the defendant, but the victims also have the right to accuse, right? I mean, they stand and do that. That stole that opportunity from them.
And then the fact that they didn't even tell them.
Until after it was done.
Until after it was done, like, what the, ugh. I don't, makes me so mad.
It does, and that whole document you just read, the parts, I mean, there's so much emotion in there.
Yeah. And I mean, so much, like, not even just what she said, but, like, the clippings and then the little notes she put in there. You know? The fly it anywhere you want, fly her anywhere you want, you know, horror island. I mean...
Well, and just the whole, I have never been pregnant. I don't get that joy because of things done to me. But, so I've never had an abortion. I've never had a loss, a miscarriage, or anything like that. But I can't imagine what she was feeling. But she expressed it very, very well. That's really lamely put. But I could feel it.
Yeah.
And you, even if you're a man or a girl or someone like me who's never been pregnant or lost a child in the womb, you know, you can feel her loss in those words and things like she feels like a murderer. Am I a murderer? I miss you. And those things, and just the all of that. And then the fact that Ghislaine was upset that she might be sick because they had what seemed like a homemade abortion kit and that was bloody, and now she might be sick from it. What is this, like 1300s? They have money. If they really wanted to do that, they could do it, you know, safely.
Virginia in her book talks about how she had a miscarriage, and she did end up going to the hospital because she was just too sick, so she had to go to the hospital to do that. But yeah, so I don't know if like that part kind of, I was like, was this like a Virginia's journal or something? But I don't know. We don't know. But
that's heavy.
But yeah, sorry. It wasn't supposed to be as heavy as what you read, but I know. I'm sorry.
You said.
I forgot about that. I forgot about the baby part of that. I was more talking about like the
names,
the other stuff and the names, and then I forgot about that part at the end. So sorry about that. But we already gave you like a million trigger warnings, so.